they've truly experienced. So tonight we're I'm especially excited because we have Zach McKay with his lovely wife Maria, and I don't see all 8 of their kids, but the 8 kids are probably running around crazy somewhere. And they're going to share with us some family experiences with Testimonial. So they're going to explain or tell us a little bit about each of their own, and then they're going to tell you how it's affected their family as a whole. And we just think that's important because it's not just about you, it's not just about me, it's about everyone we come in contact with, and bettering us and the whole. So I'm going to give you a little bit of background on the McKays. They don't know I'm going to do this, but I'm going to. So Zach and McKay are a lovely couple. I don't even know how long have y'all been married now. 13, 14 years?
Yes.
Okay, right on there. Excellent. They have 8 kids among them, all blessings, all wonderful, wonderful kids. Just beautiful. They take after their mom. So look at Maria's like, I can't believe she just said that about Zach. I'll let Zach tell you a little history of him coming up. I'm going to tell you that Maria was the one that sort of set him straight in some of the world. I hope that he'll go into a little history of how he came to be and how they came to be. If anybody has followed my Facebook, you have known over the last couple of months, they've had some very interesting experiences. I would have said a tragedy, Zach, but you all have come out of it so wonderfully. I'm not quite sure I could say that. So Zach was in a motorcycle accident, lost part of his leg a couple of months ago. And he and his wife and the family have just been amazing through it. And so Optimin, and mostly Optimin, but Link has also been a part of that. So I'm going to quit talking, and I'm going to throw it to Zach first, because I know he's going to have to push Maria a little bit. But he can tell us a little bit about the whole family experience, each and every one of them, and then how it's brought them all together. So Zach and Maria, to you.
Thank you. Yes, thank you so much. Hello, everybody. So first of all, Karen, thank you very much for letting us be a part of this product, sharing these products with us. They have, just like you said, they've enriched our lives. They've helped us tremendously. I had started taking, I think it was Link, I'd started taking that maybe a couple of years ago now. And initially, so we've got one of the young ones here.
That's my daughter. That's my goddaughter. So
yes,
she's
that is your goddaughter.
Yeah, put her right up there.
You want to say hello, Amelia? Say hi.
Hi, Amelia.
Say hi. Look, it's Uncle Karen.
Hi, Uncle Karen.
Hi, Amelia.
So first of all, yeah, we just wanted to start by saying thank you. It's an honor to be able to talk to you guys and to tell people about, the wonderful experience we've had with these products from Actives. So I started taking Link maybe a couple of years ago, and it was funny because I really couldn't. It probably took 2 or 3 weeks for me to start feeling the effects that I was really looking for. And honestly, this is full disclosure from my experience, I noticed a bigger difference when I stopped taking it. This was not something that was an immediate slap in the face to where it's like, hyped up with caffeine and all this other stuff to where you get this, sort of instant gratification. You can tell that this was a product that was working at a very deep level. So that was my experience. And what I could tell, especially when I stopped, I was able to pick it back up and really be able to tell the difference when I started taking it again. But a big change in my focus, in my clarity of thought. This was something that I've struggled with from the time I was very, very young, just being distracted by all sorts of things. I see Ed there. Hey, Ed, what's up? So, and I really noticed a difference. And this was something that we read in some of the studies. And so I'm a little bit of a science geek. And so, reading some of the studies from what the product actually does, first of all, in the gut and how that affects the brain. And so I was sort of looking for this certain effect of focus, mental clarity. I really got that. And so I did my own. I'm going to let Maria jump in before I'll tell you about my own little trial study, my own little case study that I did with our son. But that was my experience. I'll tell you about this case study. I'll let Maria jump in and tell you what she got out of the product.
I think that, you said the same thing that's happened to me. I didn't get, when I first started taking Link, I thought, oh, it's not working. I don't feel anything. But I said I was going to stick with it, and I started taking it on a regular basis. I would take one in the morning and one at nighttime. And I think throughout, especially when life gets a little crazy, you forget to take it. And the days that I stopped taking, I noticed immediately after, I thought, oh my gosh, it's the Link that's helping me. Be regular. I noticed that I wasn't as bloated. Different times of the month for women, the bloat was gone. I wasn't as, what to say? the bloat was gone. I could tell a big difference in my stomach. And I just was a little bit more regular, and that was a big deal for me. Also, the mental clarity helped a lot too. So. And then we noticed a big difference in our children too. So,
well, I'm going to add real quick, Zach. So we were over there having dinner on Saturday, and Maria said, I felt like I was 9 months pregnant when I was off Link. And Maria's had 8 kids, so I'm guessing that she knows how that feels. And so she's like, as soon as I went back on Link, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful, for the bloating to go on. So she's so soft-spoken. I'm like, I'm going to tell that story. All right,
the other thing, from in a totally different way, I got lots of more immediate noticeable results from taking Optimind. Now, Optimind being an anti-inflammatory, I carry inflammation throughout my whole body, and I can tell a big difference in Optimind in a very short amount of time. One of the things was I always carried a bit of a catch in my shoulder, and as I was trying to work out and get healthy before the accident, it was always something that inhibited my workout routine and stuff like that. As I was taking Optimind, this was completely gone. I was able to up my weights. I was able to get stronger and faster just because I wasn't having that little catch in my shoulder. So that was a really, really big deal with Optimind. But I'll tell you one of the coolest things that happened, and this is the issue with our son that you alluded to earlier, Karen. This was very, very cool. And this was last school year. So the first part of the school year, our son Colby, he's a little mini me. And so he also gets very distracted very easily. I don't want to get into any, claims for diagnosis and treatment of any conditions and stuff like that. But he also, like me, gets very distracted, has a hard time focusing. And this was very noticeable by every teacher he's ever had in school. So a few months, maybe a couple of months into the school year, you get like the first parent-teacher conference, and then maybe another couple of months into the school year, there's another one. So every one of these, I already know how it always goes with these parent-teacher conferences. Mr. McKay, we are so glad to have your wonderful son. He is so smart and he has so much potential. If we could just get him to sit down and be quiet and focus on his schoolwork. And I'm like, I get it. Yeah, I know. He's another little version of me. But I'll tell you, the second parent-teacher conference blew me away. I made a decision. I didn't say anything to Maria. I didn't say anything to the teachers, didn't say anything to anybody. But one in the morning, one in the evening. And I did this for a couple of weeks before the second parent-teacher conference. I was having Colby take this just like clockwork. And I was very, we were taking it religiously. And the second parent-teacher conference, I walk in and I'm expecting the same thing because I didn't want my bias to affect anyone else's perception of a change that may have presented with Colby. So I may have had a little bit of bias when I read the studies about what Link did in the brain and the gut. I didn't want that bias to be present with anybody else. So I didn't tell anybody. I gave this to Colby. So this is my little version of a blind study. You know, I was giving this to Colby 2 weeks before. When I walk in, the first thing his teacher said was, "What are you doing different?" I said, "What do you mean?" Give me some more information. What do you mean? I already knew the answer, of course, but she said, "I can tell a huge difference in Colby. He's focused. He's still. He pays attention in class. He has clarity of thought. He's just, you know, he's just a more well-behaved child, and he's more focused." And I said, "I've been changing up his diet a little bit with some supplements, and you know, they worked well with me, and so I'm glad to see that someone's noticing that they're working well with Colby too." This just made me, you know, I was over the moon, happy about this. So now we've got 2 of our kids taking Link regularly to help with this. And as school years get ready to start, this is going to be another, you know, religiously taken supplement that we add to our arsenal to get the kids ready for school. So that's our testimonial, and I can't say enough good things about these products.
Well, I'm going to I keep pulling Maria in because I know she's going to stay quiet. But
let me say one thing. I was actually there. I was in the car. We were doing something when you were on your way to that parent-teacher conference. So
yes.
And I remember you telling me after that conference, because you were like, I know these things. It's the same thing every time. So
right.
I had to tell you didn't even tell me you were giving it to him.
Right. Yes. I wanted it be completely blind. I didn't want to tell anybody. I didn't want to taint my study.
So you heard, and I think that's fabulous for Colby. And I don't know which other one you've put on. That's probably a secret, but I can't wait to see it.
No, Ava uses it.
Yep.
Oh,
Ava uses it. Yes, she has chronic UTIs, and it's helped with that too. Just to kind of keep, you know, she's been on a lot of antibiotics, so I know that her stomach can be probably sensitive to the antibiotics, and that's helped.
Let's just help keep her regular.
Yes. Yeah. That's a good story. So not that you want to tell it, but so let's talk about Ava a little bit coming on Link, right? So she was young, got a UTI very young, wasn't diagnosed, right? And so it had become a very traumatic situation for Ava, right? And the doctors had tried to get it cleaned up, and she'd go and get clean and not. And I remember now you tell me about Link being sort of the helper, the assistant, and being able to keep her regular and keep her cleaned out a little bit with her UTI. And she's young. How old is Ava and how old is Colby?
Colby just turned 12 and Ava is 9.
So there's the age of what these products are helping with. So I'm going to move from, so Zach, you talked a little bit about Optimin helping your shoulder and seeing the difference. I have a question for you, and I'm not sure the answer to it, but I'm going to ask you anyway. I know you always had issues with sleeping. Did any of the relief that you felt in your body from Optimin help you with your sleeping? That's a question for you. And then Maria, I remember we posted a selfie or a live on Facebook a while back so Maria works in a nursing home, and she came home one day and her knees were hurting, and I'm like, okay, you got to take Optimin and tell me what you feel. And we did a little video. I made her do head, shoulders, knees, and toes because she actually felt so much better, and she was so gracious to do a little head, shoulders, knees, and toes for me because she wasn't in the position before that for Optimin. So I'm asking Maria to validate that is out there somewhere. We'll have to find it. Maria's like, oh no. So
okay.
And then,
so
go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Nope, I was going to switch to Maura, so go ahead.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So I'll tell you how the Optimin had helped me, especially after my motorcycle wreck when I lost the leg. One of the things that, again, inflammation all over my body, you know, with the trauma, with losing the leg, I had nerve pain and, going crazy. It was all over. I also had surgery on my left arm, and this nerve pain would cause.
You can hold that up.
Yeah, yes. And so now Maria and I have matching scars here because 3 weeks apart, we both had broken left arms. But one of the things that I did, I doubled up and then tripled up on my Optimian. So instead of once in the morning, once in the evening, I was taking 2 at a time, 2 and 3 times a day. And this dramatically helped my inflammation of nerve pain, especially in this arm, because in different positions as I would sleep, I would wake myself up with nerve pain. And if I was in the wrong position or something like that, I would wake up in excruciating pain, especially in that left arm. So doubling up and tripling up on my Optimian really, really, really helped me, especially at night. It helped me to function better throughout the day, but it also helped me sleep at night. And that was a really big deal because for the entire time that I was in the hospital, I was probably averaging maybe a couple of hours of sleep a night. I might take an hour nap during the day sometimes, but you know how it is in a hospital. Somebody's always coming in, poking you with something or pulling a tube out of somewhere or something. And it was excruciating and I could not sleep. But thanks to Optimian, I was able to get some relief from nerve pain, nerve inflammation, and start sleeping better.
And that's huge. That was very huge for Zach in that situation because in this traumatic situation that they were trying all sorts of different things to get him to where he at least had ability to sleep and cut off some of the nerve pain. It just wasn't happening. And so we just started loading up on Optimum. We're like, okay, there's no side effects.
I actually delivered it to the hospital. I showed up like, okay, boom. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Because
Ed told me when he delivered the Optimum, he said, "All right, no excuses." But here's the thing, in all seriousness, from a healing perspective, from a medical perspective, so much healing gets done while you rest. And my body was not able to get into that REM sleep. If I was not able to get good rest, my body wasn't healing correctly. And so it was putting a damper on the entire process, me not being able to get some sleep. And so, when Ed brought up several bottles of Optimum while I was in the hospital, he said, "All right, no excuses, go crazy with this." And so I did, and it really did help. So I'm eternally grateful.
Well, I'm going to take that a little step further and just say, because there's a lot of, Zach went to a lot of pain doctors, a lot of people, and everybody is so skeptical right now of giving pain meds out in the hospital, in the health area. It's just, basically Ed was just recounting with our cousin, and he was talking about Zach, and they basically said, sorry, you're going to have to live with it. You're going to have to get used to it because you're not going to, we're not going to fulfill or give you medications that you're going to be on for the rest of your life. So you just got to live with it. And Ed was like, oh, no, that ain't going to happen. And so Here comes Optimin, right? And so, some of the things you got to remember with Optimin, it doesn't react with any other medicines. There's no side effects. You can take pretty much as you want till you find relief. It's non-addictive, and it can replace those addictive substances that are out there. And so all of which were important to this situation because there was no idea how long, Zach and his family were going to have to go through the trauma of how much pain, how much issue, how much trauma is going to be in the body and the mind. And so it was so exciting to see Optimin help in that situation. So we're going to...
Well, not just then, that's a continuing thing. So there's still, as I go through physical therapy, as I learn how to use a prosthetic, all the muscles and stuff that I have to use now to walk and to use a prosthetic leg, all of this stuff is still very new, and I still stay very, very sore a lot of the time, but I'm still using that Optimin to keep me going. So that's still, it's not just something that was, that I was using while I was in the hospital and healing from the trauma. It's ongoing.
Absolutely. I think for all of us, right? That's once you get on it and you start seeing it work.
Right.
It works. How about Amora? Do you use, either one of you use our Amora set, or have used our Amora set?
I do, and I noticed that when I started using it, it's just an easy system. I love the mask, the scrub. It really it does a deep clean. I love the toner. I noticed a big difference with my pores and the brightness of my skin. So I really enjoy the whole set.
Well, I tell you, Maria's beautiful in general, not a wrinkle on the face. She's just
Right.
beautiful. She doesn't need our Amora products, but I knew she used them and I knew she loved them. So I wanted to put that out. We talked a little bit about genomics. My understanding is you two haven't quite got into the genomics yet, so we'll lay that on the table, but we did go through some of the science. And so we're hoping that the next time they have a testimonial, it's going to be on the genomic side. So guys, we really appreciate, we're at our time frame, so I appreciate y'all stepping up and letting us know about your testimonials. And it's just been amazing. I'm so happy for the whole family. We're so happy to be your friends, and that working with you at Actives. Both Zach is a distributor, and so is his mother, and Zach and Maria. And we told him we're going to exploit all of his trauma and heroism to Active, so especially in product testimonials. So we hope this was beneficial to each and every one of you. We pray that you come back again tomorrow on Tuesday. And I think I'm going to have to ask Trisha. I should know what that day is. Tomorrow is overview.
18th, and we've got an opportunity overview. So it'll just be a short 15 to 20 minute overview on what this whole company is about.
Yes. So we're not only just good looking with all of our products, but we also can help you with your business and make you independently free. So thank you guys for joining tonight, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. This is a wrap. Thank you, the McKays.
Thank you.